I am putting two AIs in a head-to-head battle to see who is better at Minecraft. I've come up with 5 tasks for these AIs to do. Whoever wins the most tasks is the ultimate Minecraft guru. First task, creating a reference image. I asked both ChatGPT and Gemini for a reference image of a small cottage I'd like to build in a 10 by 10 by 10 block space. Starting with ChatGPT, here's what I got. And this actually looks pretty good, far better than I thought it would be. So I decided to build it in-game. Now as I got into building this build, I noticed a few things that were wrong with it. For example, those textures around the glass are not possible, nor is that little flower bed in the window. Or, probably most amazing to me, the log slab that's being used in the front there over the door. Yeah, that's a bit weird. Overall, I'd give it an ease to build 8 out of 10. The overall design and detail, I'd do a 5 out of 10, as the design was nice, but it was a little bit simple, and the textures were just a bit strange to me. And as far as errors went, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. There were a few, but they were pretty easy to get past. Now how about Gemini? Will it do any better? Well, here's what I got. Now I immediately see a lot of issues with this one, but I'm not sure which I like better. The bed with 2 pillows, or the double door in a 1 block space. As I'm trying to build this, I immediately realized this one is a lot harder to build from this picture. There's just so many things that just do not work, especially with how the blocks line up on the roof. The cobblestone connected to that fence post, but still being 1 block away from the wall just does not make sense. That being said, I really like how this one had more detail. Unfortunately, that extra detail really didn't translate very well. There's just so many things that are like optical illusions. Like if I look from here, this looks like it's almost on the same plane as that door, like the stone with the door. This build is just really trippy. Ease of build? Ooh, a 4 out of 10. It was not easy. Detail? I really like the detail in the picture, but it didn't translate. Another 4 out of 10. Errors? I've got to give it a 5 out of 10. 20 points for ChatGPT, 13 for Gemini. ChatGPT wins the first round. Now just for fun, I asked both AIs to generate what the back of their build would look like, and I still think ChatGPT did better. It's time for some redstone. Now this is the prompt I gave it, and the responses could not have been more different. Gemini gave me this nice step-by-step guide of how to build this. And ChatGPT gave me this? Okay. I have my doubts, but I will try it. I'm sorry, ChatGPT, but it's sure not looking too good for you on this one, buddy. And it's done. Does it work? Nope. Okay, Gemini, what does your step-by-step tutorial have to offer? After following all the steps Gemini gave me, we've got this. Now it says in the instructions, to get it flying, have to break this solid block here. Which yeah, it didn't work. The initial prompt looked promising, but I have to say, it's not nearly as stylish as ChatGPT with its wing. Well, neither one won that one, so we'll just throw a gray block on each just to show that they both failed. But can they fix it? Now I'm going to ask both AIs to try to fix this thing that Gemini gave me. We know yours is secretly the best, ChatGPT, but Gemini's actually looked like it could have worked. This time, both ChatGPT and Gemini gave me instructions on how to fix it. So I followed these clear little instructions from ChatGPT, and we got this. This looks much more like a flying machine, but will it work? The answer is, it will not. But oh boy, was it close. With a very minor modification, we have a 2-way flying machine. ChatGPT was actually pretty close, but it still didn't actually get it. Gemini, if you ever want to even the score, now's the time to do it. Well, there goes that chance of tying it up. Because, yeah, those are not going to work at all. And that is another block of shame for both. It sure doesn't seem like AI's figured out the whole redstone thing yet. Planning a build. I want to build an ancient Aztec artifact that would belong right at the center of a village. So I asked both of the AIs to give me a block palette, and this is what Gemini came up with. 3 different colors terracotta, some sandstone, both gold and copper for the artifact itself, and different textured blocks for details. And interestingly enough, it gave me a count of roughly how many blocks to use in the build. Now with those kinds of terracotta that it gave me, I built a couple different layers just to build the main structure of where I want the artifact to sit, and then I put it on top. And I actually think it turned out pretty good. I love the different layers of terracotta, the mossy cobblestone for a different type of base for the artifact to sit on. The pumpkins, I'll be honest, I'm not really sure what I was supposed to do with those. But overall, I really like how it turned out. ChatGPT gave me a very different color palette to work with, and I think this one also turned out incredibly good. I really like all the different kinds of stone, make it look a lot more like an abandoned structure than the previous build did. And I'll say, if I wasn't using AI to help me get the color palette for this, there's definitely some colors I wouldn't have used. Like, I would have never have used this glazed terracotta, or this one. Nor would I have thought to put this colored trapdoor in a build like this. But it all somehow just worked. So I do really like both the builds, but for Ancient Aztec Relic, I think I'm going to have to give it to ChatGPT on this one. It gave me more smaller blocks that can be used for fine details like the trapdoor and the glazed terracotta. And overall, it just looked a bit more like an abandoned structure than this one did. That is another point for ChatGPT. To slay a warden. What could go wrong? You know the drill by now. AIs, what's the funniest way to slay a warden? Gemini, I know you're losing, but you're not even trying anymore. The accidental avalanche of goats. The ultimate prank call. The power of positive reinforcement gone wrong. Gemini, this was not a hard task. You really could have given me any way to kill a warden. ChatGPT, do you have anything that isn't just psychological warfare? Okay, chicken baiting boom. Basically, this is TNT minecarts with chickens. Okay, let me just prep the TNT minecarts real quick. Yeah, I'm still adding minecarts. Wardens have a lot of health, you know. You never know how many minecarts you need. There's got to be at least 200 minecarts here. Okay, we'll start with that. I think we should use war, but I guess I'll start with that. Just throw a quick ring of chickens around like it asked. Drop the warden. And let's do this. Off we go. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa, and there goes the warden, and... bonk. Wow! Well, the warden's still alive, but did I just invent a method of armor piercing with TNT minecarts? Cow, you will be the test subject. Get in the boat. Perfect. Now I just gotta go down a couple hundred blocks. That should do. Ooh, we're even at the deep slate layer. Time to place the minecarts. Alright, that is a lot of minecarts. And fire the round. It's so laggy. That might have been too many minecarts. I'm trying to get from higher up with a few less minecarts. And fire the armor-piercing round. Ooh, up it goes! That's not nearly as cool as I expected. I really want to see this work, so we're going to try from not very far down. And Mr. Cow, your days are over. Did I miss? Is that the cow? Yeah, you coming over here to brag? I guess if you survive that, you can be free. And with that, ChatGPT takes the clean sweep with a 3-0 win over Gemini. All that testing's made me tired. I'm going to go take a nap in my half-finished ChatGPT house.